Waiting on my coffee. Our power just came back on. We had power out this morning. It's about noon. But I think it was a scheduled. They're doing a lot of construction around here. That's another video. My little oasis in the middle of nowhere is no longer an oasis. Traffic, people. We got a K through 12 high school with a stadium being built. That I have a firearm. From this window, I could fire this rifle and land it on the 50-yard line. That's how close it is. Gosh dang it. Years ago, I started this channel. I got a channel in 2007, but I didn't start making videos till 2014. And what started me is I was watching videos by a Hibernian son, and I disagreed with all this stuff. I love the guy. I wish he'd come back on. Irish, I think, was a heck of a dude. But in the beginning, they had the idea of civil war was going to happen. I said, no, we got it too good. The civil war ain't coming yet. But anyhow, I started as a prepper channel. Okay. Now, prepping wasn't new to me. We called it something else back in the day, but I've been around this stuff. I said this many times since I was a little kid, since I was 11 years old. I have an uncle on both sides of the family that were really into this. You know, this is going to go bad, dystopian type stuff and all this stuff. Before it became popular. Back in that day, if you talked about this kind of stuff, you were a wacko. People stay away from you. But basically, everything they based everything off of financial collapse. The dollar goes south and everything goes with it. So I started making videos on that topic of prepping. And I had already got into my faith, Christianity, 2008, but still didn't know exactly. I didn't follow a church or anything. I didn't know it was. I was learning all the time, and I realized in 2000, I think it was probably 15. I made a video, and I said something to the effect of, "I'm no longer a prepper prepping because I do not think it's biblical Christianity," which I had to make another video to explain what that meant. And I had to turn it back to myself because a lot of people disagree with that, and that's fine. But when all said and done, the point I was making was when this guy you're looking at, when I am into prepping at that point, my mindset was not very Christian at all. Okay, it was survival of the fittest, kill or be killed, this kind of stuff. Real, just a lot of negative, and I looked at everyone as, asset or liability, which I still kind of do that. But anyhow, it put me in a mindset that was completely opposed to the mindset that the teachings of Jesus try to get me to maintain. That was the point at that time. And so, I got off the prepper channels, not because any prepper's fault. It's just I had to stop swimming in this prepping environment, so to speak, in this pool, because I needed to get out of it. I needed to change this mindset. I was okay with that, whatever. Because I can only speak for myself. It put me in a place that was in the wrong place to be. Once the COVID happened, once the lockdowns happened, once distribution of goods changed. My grocery store that I go to, it's a big major chain. They're lacking. I think it's because of management. They still lack things that they used to carry all the time that you could just take for granted. Whether it's I eat certain types of food, this and that, and certain type of things. Anyhow, now I'm a prepper, but with a different mindset, and that is, hey man, your power could go off for a month. You better have something set up. Like just today, our power came back on. But the past year, I've been thinking about the stuff that, okay, I have a responsibility for me and my family, the people around me, the animals and all the livestock and everything. I'm pretty good at that, making sure there's water, this and that. I have alternate water sources. I have stored water and all this kind of thing. But I can see now, or especially after my dad came from home from open heart surgery the day the lockdowns kicked off. And so that experience, because he could only eat certain things and we couldn't get, it was just crazy. But I found that, okay, I can do this prepping thing because I have a responsibility to do so, but with the right mindset. I'm still a crazy gun guy. I mean, I'm not into the gun channels and stuff, but I mean, I love shooting. I have tons of guns and ammo and all that stuff. And all the other stuff that goes with it, you know. But I think I've been able to ditch that old mindset that I had, and now taking one on that it could be we don't have hurricanes here like that Helene, North Carolina deal. We have earthquakes. We haven't had a big one in a long time. I'd say I had something just recently. But it's like, okay, if things could get crazy here, you need to prepare for that. Because I'm a prepper type person anyway, but I have a responsibility to make sure I have all these things, all my ducks in a row. Financially, spiritually, all these things. And so I think I figured out a way to meet those responsibilities without getting myself in a bad way as far as the teachings of Jesus. Like I said, people will argue that. I get it. I'm not here to argue that or debate it. I'm just talking about myself. Which is something I didn't think I'd be able to pull off. Because really, back in 2014, we had everything available to us. We weren't missing. Everything was going. It's not until these recent last couple of years where you may not have power. You may be locked down, can't leave your house for weeks on end. It's like, geez, you better be prepared for that. And I've always had, full pantries and all this kind of thing. But now it's more of it's not like that old prepper mindset that I have, but it's a responsibility. I went into this winter with 100 bales of hay, covered up. Wait, just in case, maybe I can't go get hay. Maybe, who knows, we have a crazy governor here and all this kind of stuff. So I needed to have something that would give me so many weeks or so many days to adjust and to do something else. And that's working out pretty good. But, I look at everything that if you had to stay home or if they force you off the roads, could you maintain? And so that's kind of been my focus. Because we know now that can't happen. It's not, back in 2014, we did a lot of speculating, and rightly so. Crazy government, Obama, all this kind of stuff. And only now we see, since 2020, that, yeah, our government is crazy and they can perform some pretty stupid stuff and completely ruin your life. I mean, think about it. Let's say if you were someone that wasn't going to take the vax, but if you're going around, you're going to the store, you're going to work and all these kind of things, you might have got mailed to have to take the vax. Or you could have stayed home and wrote it out. Well, you better be prepared to stay home and write it out. Anyhow, it's just years ago I made that video. I made 2-3 videos about it. And it upset some people. And I had to come back and say, listen, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. That kind of prepper that I was back then, and to be honest, it just would not have been a good person in a prepping situation. Because basically it was all about a fear, of extreme fear. And that fear and guns and all that, that's not a good match. But anyhow, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Where, and it could be, maybe you're doing something else. Maybe you could be involved in this activity. So, if I'm claiming the faith, I can't be involved in this activity with whatever mindset. But sometimes maybe it's just the way you're thinking about it. You might be able to do things where it's not a negative. I was thinking of some extremes, but I don't want to give any examples. Anyhow, I think my coffee's ready. Love you. God bless.